Hello again, rabid internet fan base. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hemingway Land YouTube channel. So, some very sweet comments that we had last week on the YouTube video in the, comment section. Very flattering, very nice. Wanted to take a moment to say thank you to those people. Last week, for those of you who missed it, I made a video in which I talked about how little I had to talk about. Always a winner, always internet gold, always top tier content, reflective of a deep thinker. Whatever the case, in the video, I said that at some point in the future, I really need to get somebody to do these videos who number one does not mind being on camera, and number two is engaging and compelling in their own way, preferably attractive. And these three commenters left feedback saying, "No, Hemingway, you're great. Don't change a thing. You're fantastic." And these were not paid comments. This was not like a publicist who we hired or something like that. This was no one related to me. Certainly not anyone related to me. These were people who were genuinely complimentary. And I know 3 does not sound like a lot. I agree. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is 300% more flattery than I am typically used to. So special thanks to those delightful people. Anyway, that's topic number 1. Topic number 2, at this point in the week when I'm recording this part of the video, the second half of the video has already been recorded and edited. And if you're wondering, the second half of the video is always the part that comes after the very subtle audio bridge of ba-boom. That part is the second half. Anyway, so that part's already done, but as of today, it's come to my attention we have 2 properties going back up on the website. So not debuting, but for whatever reason they were delisted, now they're relisted. So these will be in the email blast, guys. If you subscribe to the email blast, you can read all about them. But if you do not, the first one is this one, the 5-acre property we listed last week in Valencia County. Of course, you can read the listing page about the property, or just go back to last week's video and watch that and listen to me talk about it. Whatever the case, we had somebody who placed a $500 deposit, little impulsive, pulled the trigger when they should not have, and we made a free $500. I guess that's the bright side of that one. Anyway, that one's going back up on the website this week. And then the second property, this one, in Luna County. This is a really good property, the corner lot, power and utilities that we had listed back in March. And then we had to pull the listing like the next day or something. I forget. I'll save you the particulars, people. I will, however, say, if any of you ever start your own online land business, word of advice. If anybody ever comes to you with a property where there's 2 names on title and one of them's dead, and both people at some point in their life underwent some legal name change, just pass it off to a title company. Just pass it off to a title company. Don't try and undertake it on your own, even though you would think it's just a matter of like a death certificate and then like a proof of ID and then an affidavit of name change. That's all we need. That's all we need. Yeah, good luck with that. Anyway, point being, involve a title company. Just save yourself the misery. Foolishly, naively, back in whatever it was, January, I said, how hard could this be? Anyway, 10 months later, we finally own it, so that one is back up on the website this week. Anyway, finally, guys, topic number 3, quick thing. There's one thing that I love about this season of the year, aside from the impending Christmas break that's coming up in, countdown is 6 weeks. 6 weeks till our December break. The one thing I love about this season of the year, aside from that, is as soon as September 1st hits, corporate America comes up with pumpkin-flavored everything. Corporate America says, what can we shoehorn the pumpkin or pumpkin spice ingredient into? What recipes can we add it to and sell it to people? The pumpkin spice latte, of course, is the most obvious one, but I do not drink coffee. I don't go to Starbucks. Whatever the case, there's pumpkin and pumpkin spice and pretty much everything else. Pumpkin donuts, pumpkin pretzels, pumpkin cupcakes, pumpkin cookies, pumpkin ice cream, so on and so forth. The list goes on. Whatever the case, I have recently become aware. I don't normally shop at the Trader Joe's. As you guys know from previous videos, I shop at Smith's, where people sell cologne out of the trunk of their car and the parking lot. I don't go to Trader Joe's normally, but I recently became aware of the long list of pumpkin-related products that Trader Joe's puts on their shelf this time of year. And I mean, go to the website, check it out. It's like 200 different pumpkin ingredient things. But the big one, the one that I'm a big fan of, the one that I want to bring to your attention in this week's video, guys, pumpkin spiced JoJo's sandwich cookies. These things are like a macaron, essentially like a pumpkin macaron. Oh my God. People, if you live anywhere within 100 miles of a Trader Joe's, run, do not walk, run to the Trader Joe's. Buy some of these before they go out of season or whatever, before they take them off the shelves in whenever they take them off the December, I guess. I don't know. But, oh my God, these things are fantastic. They're fantastic. And I know that, I don't mean to shill for Trader Joe's. These videos are reserved solely for shilling for Walmart and Home Depot. But I did want to mention, oh my God, they're so good. Anyway, so with all that said, guys, wrapping up this week with special thanks to all our valued customers. Got a long list of buyers this past, 2 weeks now, something like that. Of course, as you would imagine, all of them, Valencia County. Before we throw the map up on the screen, let me just quickly say this one, guys. I know, I get the emails, I get the phone calls. I know we should have more small dollar properties, more in Taos, more in Socorro, more in Don't Get Me Started on Rio Rancho, and more in Valencia County. We're working on it. We're always working on it. Sometimes we're successful at it. Whatever the case, the volume of sales in Valencia County alone, it necessitates have more of these properties, and we can't buy them fast enough, as evidenced by the number of sales in Valencia County. So here we go. Special thanks to Erica, Trevor, James, Luis, Chico. What a name, by the way. What a cool name, Chico. Angelo, returning customer Angelo, who bought one property from us, and returning customer Romaldo, who purchased 2 properties from us. Special thanks to all those delightful people. Anyway, guys, with all that said, going live on the website this week, very subtle audio bridge coming up. We are back in ba-boom, Cibola County, or Cibola, if you prefer. More specifically, people, we are, for the first time in a while, back in the Tierra Verde subdivision with the 2 properties you see here, one 5 acres and one 10 acres. And before we get to the specifics, let me remind everyone why we like the Tierra Verde subdivision so much. So first off, this sub's roughly about 4,500 acres located here just south of Highway 53 and very close to all this green stuff you see here. That green stuff, of course, is the Cibola or Cibola National Forest. Of course, ideal for hunting, camping, hiking, picnics, and so much more. In addition, this subdivision sits in very close proximity to a number of notable landmarks, such as the El Morro National Monument, El Malpais National Monument, the Chain of Craters Wilderness Study Area, and I know how much you guys like to study the wilderness, the ice caves, and Bandera Volcano. Not to mention bodies of water such as the Blue Water Lake State Park and the Rama Reservoir. All of this is my way of saying that these properties are ideally located for hunters, and more specifically, outdoor lovers. And of course, as we have detailed in countless videos in the past, these properties are always a fan favorite of our buyers because Tierra Verde has, let's throw it up on the screen, no HOA, no covenants, no restrictions, no annual dues, and no time limits on building. In addition, the subdivision is located in Cibola, or Cibola, as people insist on calling it, county, which has no formal zoning. That, of course, makes these properties perfect for all of you who call and email all the time asking if you could build a tiny home, if you could build an earthship, if you can live out of an RV. The answers here are yes, yes, and you betcha. Now, I will tell you guys that these 2 new properties we're listing this week further distinguish themselves from all the other land in this region because both of them sit in very close proximity to residential power lines. And this may be a common thing elsewhere, but it is not, I assure you it is not, in Tierra Verde, where few power lines exist and where most of the owners rely on solar panels for power. So, starting off, if we zoom in on the 10 acre, you will see that this spacious and private forested lot sits just 500 feet from a utility easement here, running across the neighboring parcel. And I'll let you guys peruse the photo gallery on your own time to get a better sense of the land, but I will pause for just a moment to let you know that another company that does what we do has the neighboring 10 acre lot, this one right here, for sale for $5,000 more than we're selling this one. I won't say who, but Advantage Hemingway. Or more accurately, Advantage Hemingway buyers. Next up, people, the 5 acre parcel is just a couple roads south-southwest of this one, sitting within another 500 feet of residential power lines located over here, close to this developed home site. Now, I will tell you guys that in all the time we've been buying in this region, I have always been kind of fascinated by this home over here because it looks so much more well-maintained and developed than most of what you find out here. Well, finally, we got a photo of it, and I think this is instructive because if you look at this, you can see that whoever's living here has got power running to the house. He's also got solar panels. He's carved out a nice entrance for himself, and it would appear he's using holding tanks of water, maybe instead of a well, as you can kind of see here and here. Point being, it's just an example of how land in this region can be developed and can ultimately be used for year-round living despite the fairly rural setting. And speaking of rural settings, guys, it is worth noting that one of the slight drawbacks of these properties is that they are so removed from the main highway that it takes a little bit of effort to find them. Google Maps is typically no help at all when it comes to scouting them, and the route is not intuitive. And thus, we have, as we always like to do with these remote properties, provided copious and detailed turn-by-turn directions in both video and slideshow formats down here at the bottom of the page. So if you do have an interest in these, you are strongly encouraged to review these directions before heading out to the land, instead of calling me at 6 a.m. on a Saturday and asking if you should turn left or right at the tree by the big rock. Not a joke. That has happened many times in the past. These driving directions, by the way, people, are, of course, just one of the many services we like to provide here at Hemingway Land. Finally, people, one last thing about these. It should be noted that we are offering financing on both of these. That information will scroll across the bottom of the screen here, no doubt. But the terms are very favorable, guaranteeing 180 days same as cash for the 5-acre and 1 whole year same as cash for the 10-acre. Of course, we like to do this so as the process of buying the land and developing it is made easier and more affordable for the end buyer. Wrapping up this week, we've got one new property going live in the Estancia Ranchettes in Torrance County. And speaking of remote, these properties are always a little removed, a little hard to get to, and nowhere close to power. This new one, however, check this out, people, sits right here just south of the highway, just off the well-maintained Pueblo Road along East Placitas, and within 1,000 feet of residential power lines servicing these properties here, and over here. Point being, this one's a good one, guys. Easy to access and potentially less expensive to develop, and like all these Estancia Ranchettes properties, RV-friendly and super-duper affordable. With all that said, going live on the website next week, we are back again, people, with some new properties in Nevada, including some sprawling ranch land up north, as well as some Vegas-adjacent land down south. Tune in next week to learn more. Until such time, have a great 7 days, people, and we will see you back here in next week's video.